Just last night in New Orleans, we saw fast racing action and wild freestyle crashes as Brandon Adam was able to get back to his winning ways. After not having won racing for 2 weeks, Brandon's Fiberwerx Trophy Truck returned to the winner's circle in racing, defeating Andrew Sheets and Skeledragon in the finals. The freestyle competition saw Damian Bowers and Untapped Rage holding an early lead through most of the night as the New Orleans freestyle track ended run after run early. After Tyler May tied Damian for the lead, it was then Andrew Sheets who took hold of the hot seat. However, not satisfied with one win on the night, Brandon Adam would go back on the track and lay down a freestyle run that would tie Andrew Sheets for the win. Andrew earned his second freestyle win of the season, while Brandon Adam earned his second double down of the season. With that, Brandon made himself the first driver to lock themselves into the NAMT Playoff Series. With the second night of this double event weekend, we're at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, with a Chicago-style racing course with a massive tabletop that these drivers will start out on. With more room on the floor for freestyle, will these drivers have an easy time filling the clock? As the season winds down, who will take the 11 remaining playoff spots? Find out now as night 2 of week 6 starts right now.
We are back for part 2 of week 6 here at North American Monster Trucks. Yesterday we were in beautiful New Orleans, and today we are in Houston, Texas, NRG Stadium with this big floor and this unique race course. Calling all the action alongside me once again, league owner Danny Mackey. And Danny, how does it feel to be back here after we just had an event yesterday?
Well, I gotta say, getting all the way over to Houston from New Orleans is a lot of travel for one overnight. But either way, we've made it here for the second event of the weekend just to make up for our holiday break next week for Thanksgiving. And it should be a fun night of racing. Always good to see a giant tabletop in the middle of the track. Qualifying times were close, less than a half second between first and last. So it should be a lot of fun, close races tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this track. Obviously, it's inspired by Houston 2008, a classic Monster Jam track. We're going to see the guys start up on this big tabletop in the center and then break off into a Chicago style. And the first pair we're going to see is actually Mark Culinary, our #1 qualifier, and Matt Tyrrell. This is going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, we saw Mark back at Tampa do pretty well, only making his second appearance of the season here, but still always a threat as he showed in qualifying, getting that first spot. And he'll be taking on also another competitor in Matthew Tyrrell, always someone to watch out for as well.
Head-to-head on the line right now on this big tabletop. Let's see who can get the advantage off the line. There isn't going to be one. It's dead even as we see them fling their trucks in the first turn. Mark got a little bit of a bad bounce going into it, and he's again clipped the car over the jump the first time.
Yeah, it's a weird apex the way the end of the turns are here, as they were set up to get the good exit out of the start, but you really got to swing it around, and it drops off really early at the exit. But it looks like Mark is going to hold. Actually, maybe not. We're going to take a double check, but it looks like Matt actually got the upset there right at the end.
Yeah, it did look like Matt may have made the comeback over the last racing lane by a tire, I would say. We will be checking the replay, but that was... I expected a clear pass from the #1 qualifier in that race. I actually thought he would be a favorite to win the event, and he may have just lost it in round 1.
Yeah, by about half a tire length. Matthew Tyrrell is going to be moving on to round 2. The number 16 qualifier made up a lot of time from qualifying, down to a 23.252, but he will be... I don't even know if we've seen quite the upset like that this season, but Matt is going to take the win. Very close margin of victory, though.
And moving right along, our next race is going to be Tyler Richmond in Outbreak and Andrew Sheets in Skeledragon.
Yeah, Andrew coming off of that freestyle win last night. Also a final round racing performance, unable to get the win, as he was bested by Brandon Adam, who he then tied.
Now the interesting thing with this event, obviously yesterday we saw 2 separate lanes with left and right turns, but here they both go left, so lane choice matters less today, but still off the line. Interesting start for Andrew. He looked like he rolled through the start line, but leading right now appears to be Tyler.
Yeah, Andrew using a lot of the front steering, very little rear steer being considered here as they come into this final turn around the track. Andrew holding on strong as Tyler washes out a bit at the end. It looks like Andrew takes the win.
Yeah, this is a tough track. These turns are deceiving because you start it pretty far away from the turn cars. You have to make a tight exit to the turn into the racing lane. So this is a driver's course.
Yeah, not as wide of a racing pad as you might have expected for these jumps as well. They narrow up near the top, but it should be interesting to see who can keep it straight, who can't.
And coming out next, Trevor Amos and Josh Gajewski. Now this is going to be exciting. Trevor, obviously a staple of the season, many wins under his belt so far. But Josh Gajewski, I think, is an upcomer of the season. He started a little weaker, but I think he's getting stronger as the season progresses. And we're going to see if he can take out Trevor Amos here. Even off the line, Trevor cuts it much tighter into the first turn than Josh. An excellent turn. Trevor has a beautiful exit, and Josh is behind by a truck length.
Yeah, Trevor's always been pushing himself throughout the racing competitions this season. That Gajewski's going to wash out really hard now. He's falling way behind. He's going to flip the tabletop into that final turn. And it looks like Trevor's going to move on very easily here. A couple of truck lengths of a victory, getting him into the next round with a 20.0515. A good, nice, clean, fast pass for Trevor.
That exit of the turn in the last turn for Trevor was the best I've ever seen someone take that turn. He lined it up perfectly with the throttle to whip the truck around the last turn car. I think he's the favorite to win this event, and I mean his skill just keeps going up this season.
Yeah, and this is going to be another matchup here. Vincent Ackert and Piece of Scrap taking on last night's racing winner and the first locked-in driver for the playoff series, Brandon Adam, in that Fiberwerx Trophy Truck. Brandon trying to defend a race streak. He's very familiar with holding a race streak here in this league. Already had a 3-event win streak early on in this season. Wouldn't be surprised if he challenged for another back-to-back event win here tonight.
Vincent Ackert taking that gray lane start. We will see Brandon Adam being thrown into the blue lane. This is the opposite of what we saw yesterday. We saw Vincent Ackert being thrown into the opposite lane yesterday, but today he's got lane choice. Brandon Adam leaves the line way before Vincent. I'm not sure what happened there. Vincent did not leave the line at all, and he's kind of out of shape. Go for the first racing lane. Yeah,
Vincent's going to be the most challenging return I would expect if he could even come close to Brandon here, but it looks like it's all Brandon Adam. I don't know what happened on the launch there, if Vincent was unable to get on the gas or if something didn't let up, but an easy victory for Brandon Adam out of round one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but that's going to be a walk in the park on a step to, what is it, a 5th racing win for Brandon Adam possibly?
Quite possibly, and this will set up Brandon Adam and Trevor Amos in round 2. And with that, we're going to take a look at the round 2 brackets as they've already been set up from these first couple of races. Matthew Tyrrell getting that first round upset over Mark Collinari, but taking on Andrew Sheets in quite the the matchup there of two of the lower seeds that moved on. And then Trevor Amos and Brandon Adam, quite possibly another matchup to watch out for, possibly race of the year. Who knows, with these two always going head-to-head in competition. And then as we move on to the second half of round one, which is where we are right now, we'll be seeing Trevor Michalesko and Alex Lindgren, Alex Brullo, Marcus Santana, John Simmer Jr., Travis Palm, and then Jake Earns and Tim Smith rounding out round one. Should be some good racing to come, and then some more in the next round. We get back to the track in just a moment.
Yeah, we're waiting on Trevor Michalesko. He's got lane choice in this race. Alex Lindgren waiting. I believe Trevor Michalesko will be on the 2-minute clock at this point. Actually, partway through the 2-minute clock. Trevor Michalesko has 1 minute to get his truck fired up into the line, or else Alex Lindgren will be taking a bye run here.
I think the thing to watch out for tonight is going to be not necessarily Brandon, as he will definitely be a threat to win, but how the remainder of these drivers near the top of the overall points contend for what remains is 11 positions to the NAMT Playoff Series that'll be coming up in just a few weeks. You got Trevor Amos is in second place overall points. He's 30 points out from Brandon Adam. It's almost a full event with a double down that he'll have to catch up if he wants to come close to Brandon. But still, these guys are contending to keep themselves in the top 12, and most of them, about half of them now, are well comfortably in a position to most likely secure a playoff spot. As we might be having some technical difficulties on our end that we're going to take a look at real quick before we get back to racing.
It matters less today, but still. It matters less today, but
apologize for those issues. More so on our half than it was for Trevor Michalesko, so he is able to get in game. We're going to get back to the racing.
Yep, Trevor Michalesko, Alex Lindgren on the line, Backlash, and a Willman. They're going to be facing off right here, and we're going to see who can take this one. Trevor Michalesko, the higher qualifier in this race, and Alex Lindgren takes him off the line by about a half a truck. A great entry to the turn from Alex, and a great exit for Trevor, about a truck length to Trevor.
Yeah, pretty close race as it narrows up again. Alex able to pull back in front here going into the final turn. Let's see if this will make a difference. Coming to the line, Trevor with a good exit, and it's going to be Trevor Michalesko taking the win there.
Yeah, Trevor Maglesko was pulling out some great turns there. His first turn was a really good turn, on par with, I would say, I believe it was Trevor Amos earlier in the bracket.
Yeah, well, Trevor Maglesko had a great qualifying time tonight. He qualified second out of the field, so he'll be definitely someone to watch. He has been definitely improving over the course of the season, and probably the best chance he has tonight to go for a win.
Coming out next, Alex Ferrillo and Marcus Santana. Off the line, Alex Ferrillo maybe with a slight advantage, and he takes that turn perfectly and clean around the car. That was a great turn from Alex.
Yeah, he's kind of getting a little sideways as he's pushing it hard through the second time by, holding on to that lead comfortably as he sets it up again very cleanly into that final time through the turns and through to the finish, and he will hold on with the truck length victory with a 19.9868 for his time. That's the first sub-19 second pass we've seen in racing so far tonight. We saw 2 of those in qualifying. Alex definitely making himself someone to watch out for to move on. Before we get into this next race, we have a quick overturn by the officials after reviewing some footage from earlier in the round. It looks like there was a red light called on Andrew Sheets, so he will not, unfortunately, be able to move on to the second round. He will be disqualified from that race. Tyler Richmond will be moving on in Outbreak. Some luck there for him, as it seemed that Andrew seemed to be rolling at the start. And after review, that was overturned, so we'll be seeing Tyler Richmond moving on instead.
Our next race. And Travis, I think we've seen him for a couple of weeks. He's returned similar to John Zimmer's last night return, so this is going to be an exciting race. Even off the line, let's see how they take these turns. Zimmer throws it in. Travis makes a smoother entry to the turn, and we'll see how it plays out as Zimmer's going to lead it by half a truck.
Yeah, Zimmer's definitely drifting a bit more and letting the truck fall into the exit as Travis was squaring his turns a bit more. Zimmer with a significant advantage, but he's pushing it a little bit too hard. He's going to spin it out, and with a clean finish, it's going to be Travis Palm.
He just pushed it too hard into that last turn.
Seemed like it was going to be Zimmer Jr. by a full truck length almost, the way he was pulling away there, but as you just said, pushing it, letting the truck spin a little too hard, and it just hit him. Quite the upset, the number 3 qualifier going out in round 1. Quite a lot of upsets early on in this racing bracket, just in round 1 alone.
Our next race is going to be Jake Ernest and Tim Smith. I believe we actually saw this same race yesterday, if I'm correct.
I believe we did. We saw Outlander and that Nissan Titan, or Titan Warrior, excuse me, battle it out back in New Orleans. We'll see who can get the win here tonight. This will be the last race of round 1. As it was Jake who took the win last night. We'll see if Tim can try to battle it back and level them off. heading into the next round.
Tim Smith with the lead off the line by a truck length. Jake caught sleeping a little bit, but he's trying to make it up in the first turn. As they go by, it's half a truck to Jake, actually.
Yeah, we'll see if the Willman can kind of push him through the turn for Tim Smith. And it looks like it has. He's made up a lot of ground. He's actually in the lead going into the final time by. We'll see if Jake can push through here in the last turn as well. Tim holding even, and Tim is going to take the win. Tim Smith in Titan Warrior.
Yeah, Tim Smith lead off the line. He continued that over to the end of the lap, and he won by the same amount that he left the line. So great job on the start for Tim.
That'll set us into the first race of round 2 here, as we'll be seeing Tyler Richmond coming back after what was thought to be the end of his night. He's able to come back after a penalty was called on Andrew Sheets and Skeledragon. So we'll be seeing number 8 qualifier taking on number 16. Very rare matchup you get to see in round 2 with Mark Collinari having issues in that first race, and Matthew Tyrrell able to move on.
Matt being thrown in that blue lane again. Tyler taking the gray lane. Even off the line. Great start for both. They both throw it into the turn, and they make it stick around the turn. And Tyler exits beautifully, and it's a lead to Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler Richmond pushing hard in that outbreak truck. Though Matt making up a lot of ground. I think it's evened out, if not a little bit of an advantage to Arctic Shock in this final turn. It's going to be hard pushing to the finish, but it's going to be Tyler Richmond moving on. Just barely nudging out that victory.
Yeah, that was maybe the best race of the night. Super close, clean for both of them. And Tyler just nudges the victory by about a half a truck.
See what Tyler can do moving on to the next round after taking out the number 16 qualifier. But I think we're heading into probably the race to watch for. If you had to write it up, you'd probably expect these two to be in the finals. But they're going to meet in round 2 tonight. That's going to be Trevor Amos and Brandon Adam.
Yeah, this is always one of the most exciting races of the night when it happens. And it's wild to see it happen so early on, right here in round 2. So, I mean, I think that whoever takes this win here, we could see them as the winner of the whole bracket.
Yeah, definitely a deciding race. Though Brandon qualified pretty poorly tonight, as one would not expect for someone with as nearly almost every event he's won, aside from Trevor's 2 wins, having qualified 12th. We'll see if Trevor can get some revenge on him. Definitely falling back a couple after the results of last night in the points, if he can make up some ground here.
Stage the line, we're going to see who gets the advantage off the line and who can take this win. Trevor with a lead off the line, but he clips the car a little bit. He's out of shape. He's making it work, and over the jump, it's going to be even.
Yeah, that early advantage seemingly going away after the first turn. The second time by, we'll see it. I think it's about even still going into the final turn. This is going to decide it here. No one with a clear advantage, and it looks like Trevor is going to take the win. Trevor Amos just barely nudging out that victory, as he'll be able to move on over Brandon Adam. Brandon unable to get a back-to-back racing event win, as his luck has run out after last night. That Tony Hawk truck doing wonders for Trevor tonight. He was able to make up the ground.
In this race, Alex Varillo and Trevor Michalesko stages the line to these old school bodies. Let's see who can take this one. Even off the line. Into the first turn, that was a clean entry for Alex Varillo and a clean exit. That was a great first half for Alex.
Yeah, Alex has been keeping it very smooth. He ran probably one of the fastest times of the night, though he clips a turn car here. He's going to lose a lot of ground and get very out of shape into the final turn. If Trevor Michalesko can keep it even, he's going to have a clean and easy victory, as it all went away for Alex over that last half of the track. Unable to keep it clean as he was doing so far early.
Yeah, that was tough to see from Alex. He had that race won and he just messed it up over the jump.
Number 2 qualifier able to keep it going. Only one of the 3 left that qualified tonight. We'll see if how Trevor handles the rest of the track for the rest of the night. This is going to be the final race of round number 2 coming up now. Tim Smith and Titan Warrior and Travis Palm and Eclipse. These two both upset result from round 1. We'll be seeing who will be moving on to the semifinals here.
Tim Smith with lane choice over Travis Palm. We'll see if he takes that gray lane. We see everyone else with lane choice taking. It looks like he's going to follow the lead on it and take the gray lane.
Yeah, I know some of these drivers were speculating on possible advantages on one of these lanes. I suppose it comes out of the start. For the most part, you're going to go around these turns nearly the same number of times, but sometimes it's just that type of preference that'll make a difference in lane choice.
Tim with that lead off a line we saw in the previous round, he makes it happen again. We'll see if he can carry that through the rest of the race, but he's clean so far and he leads.
Yeah, he had a very nice first turn there, using the rear end of that truck to just swing it around, as Travis Palm pushing hard as well, as it's pretty close coming into this final time by. We'll have to see come to the finish. Tim's going to swing it hard, and I think he might have taken the win.
Yeah, it looked to me like he did take that by maybe 2 tire lengths. That was an amazing finish.
Really let the truck swing out nearly sideways over the final jump. With that, we'll take a look at our brackets going into the semifinals. Tyler Richmond and Trevor Amos will be the first to line up on the track, followed by Trevor Michalesko and Tim Smith. Tim Smith, the number 11 qualifier, making all the way to the semifinals. Always a competitive racer, but finally getting that type of racing performance we've come to expect from him over the years. Interesting to see how he plays out here. Though the one guy that probably easiest bet to the final is going to be Trevor Amos, but he does not have an easy matchup with Tyler Richmond. We'll see how that plays out.
This is going to be an exciting race. We're going to see if Trevor can make his way to the finals again. Neck and neck in points with Brandon Adam, although Brandon's pulling away. This could be a chance for Trevor. Off the line, it's pretty clean. Trevor's making a good turn there, but follows it. Tyler's good too, and it's very clean.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to these turns to make up a decision, as Tyler might have nudged out, at least evened it up coming into this final time by. Both drivers very smooth to the finish, but it looks like Trevor Amos is going to be moving on to the finals.
Yeah, both of them kept it really clean. That was definitely the closest race of the night, but Trevor just nudges it out by about a tire there. as we're going to see our second semifinal here to see who's going to face Trevor in the finals. And these are two surprises, I would say, in the semifinals. Trevor Michalesko and Tim Smith. To see either one in the finals is a surprise, nothing against them, but it would be a first for the season. Tim Smith being thrown into that blue lane. I believe he's only run the gray lane all night. We'll see how that changes his approach. He's known for that fast start he gets off the line. If he can make it happen again against Trevor Michalesko, he could have a good chance in this race. Tim Smith with that lead off line again, even more this time. Trevor didn't leave the line nearly as well as he needed to, and Tim's going to lead it.
Yeah, might have been some issues for Trevor, though. I think he's making up the ground now. But Tim pushing really wide through these turns, letting the rear end really swing out. It's been playing to his advantage all night long. A good squaring to the finish, and it will be Tim Smith moving on to the finals, as issues for Trevor Michalesko cost him here. We'll be seeing Titan Warrior and a picture of Tony. Here's a picture of Tony Hawk in the finals. We'll take a look at how we got there. As we saw a night of upsets in racing. Mark Collinari, the early exit after qualifying first. Plenty of other guys as well working their way through the bracket tonight with a lot of upsets. Tim Smith, probably the most notable one. He is here in the finals. Number 11 qualifier taking on Trevor Amos, the number 4 qualifier. Trevor trying to get back a win after not winning last night. Brandon Adam, he was able to take him out on the way here. And we'll just have to wait and see who's going to get the win tonight.
Yeah, this is really exciting to see Tim Smith in the finals. Tim Smith dating back all the way to the MTM2 days. To see him pair up with a guy like Trevor, who's been around ROR forever, and he's really been shining the last couple of years. This is an exciting race to watch. Even off the line, Tim does not get that lead he got before. Trevor nails the line, and he goes around Trevor clean, Tim clean, and Trevor leads by half a truck.
Yeah, Tim went a little bit wider than usual out that first pass around the turns. He's got his back into the rhythm he had, but he's still behind going into this final turn. We'll see if he can really push it hard here, or if Trevor's going to pull it out, and it looks like he will. Trevor Amos, here's the picture of Tony Hawk getting his 3rd racing victory of the season. If your name isn't Brandon Adam or Trevor Amos, I don't know if you're going to be able to get a racing win in this season.
Yeah, this is a wild season for sure. I don't think I've ever seen a series where the same names win so many racing and freestyle wins in a row. It's just insane to see how skilled they are on these very different courses.
Yeah, definitely no rest after last night. Trevor had some issues. He went out early. He had a rough freestyle. He was able to come back tonight and definitely prove to everyone that he is, in fact, just as capable of Brandon Adam in racing, and he proved it very much so. But no slack to Tim Smith. Had a great racing performance and just came up a little short. But I'm sure he'll bring it back out for freestyle and give us a good run nonetheless.
Well, with the conclusion of this great racing bracket, we're going to head into freestyle next. We're going to transform this wild obstacle right in the center into some crazy cuts and some wild action. We're going to see how high these guys can fly and these backflip walls. We're going to see it all in action here coming up very soon, 15 minutes, and then you'll see freestyle right here from Houston. We'll see you there.
She got me in a trance, just by the way she dances. I feel so high, dancing all night. You blow my mind, 'cause you're so fine. I feel so high, dancing all night. You blow my mind, 'cause you're so fine. I feel so high, dancing all night. You blow my mind, 'cause you're so fine. She has such a sweet, so high. Anyone dancing all night. But they make you blow my mind. That looks so good, 'cause you're so fine. Music got him so high, spinning all around all night. She got me in a trance, my mind, just by the way she dances. So fine. Music got him so high, spinning all around all night. She got me in a trance, my mind, just by the way she dances. So fine. Music got him so high, spinning all around all night. She got me in a trance, my mind, just by the way she dances. So fine.
Kiss me hard before you go. Summertime sadness. I just wanted you to know that baby you're the best. I got my red dress on tonight, dancing in the dark in the pale moonlight. Done my hair up real big, beauty queen style. High heels off, I'm feeling alive. Oh my God, I feel it in the air, telephone wires above, all sizzling like a snare. Honey, I'm on fire, I feel it everywhere. Nothing scares me anymore. sadness. I just wanted you to know that, baby, you're the best. I got that summertime sadness. Got that summertime sadness. Got that summertime sadness. Think I'll miss you forever, like the stars miss the sun in the morning sky. Later's better than never. Even if you're gone, I'm gonna try. Kiss me hard before you go. Summertime sadness. I just wanted you to know that, baby, you're the best. I got that summertime sadness. Got that summertime sadness. Got that summertime sadness. I got that
Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger, more than ever. Hour after hour, work is never over. Work it over, 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 work it over. Our work is never over. Work it over, 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 work it over. Our work is never over. Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. More than hour, never. Never after work is over. Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger. More than ever, hour after hour, work is never over.
We are back for freestyle here in Houston, Texas at NRG Stadium, and we have transformed this floor into something wild. We've cut up the tabletop, added some ramps, added a big box, man, and back alongside me calling this freestyle action is going to be Danny Mackey. Danny, how do you feel about this track?
You know, I think compared to what we saw last night, I hope that these drivers will have a bit of an easier time navigating these obstacles. We got some great jumps for them to hit, but there's a lot less to be worried about, not necessarily landing right into the next obstacle without having to recover with little time. I think we should be seeing a lot more guys having some nice full freestyle runs tonight. And starting it off is going to be Brandon Adam in that Fiberwerx Trophy Truck. He's actually going a little bit early tonight, even though he is the freestyle points leader. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this how this track's going to play out, because we've seen people get in trouble on more crowded tracks, but I think this is a lot more open than we're used to seeing. And there's a lot more room to land, as we're going to see him at a big air here. Oh, wow.
My goodness. Some huge air, hard on the nose, and drives out of it. It's a wild start for Brandon Adam. A good way to kick off this freestyle competition.
Yeah, if we remember back to Tampa, Brandon Adam was getting the big sky blues back then when he won freestyle, so I think he knows the big air is a way to go if he wants to dominate one of the categories. He's getting more big air right there.
Yeah, he won freestyle last night, going for at least another back-to-back win if it's not going to be racing. As he gets, a nice launch onto the tabletop with that dirt mound they put out there for freestyle. He's 30 seconds in now. Lots of momentum early on.
Flying again over the car stack, and another sky wheelie. Keeping up the momentum and getting some big moves. He goes to this backflip ramp, stuffs it in. Can he complete the rotation? He goes for the consecutive and he lands it.
Oh, a great run early on from Brandon Adam. Definitely going to be getting a high score if he holds on, as he just demolishes the box truck. Just blows right through it. As we said, just move to move for him. Lands it. He's going to skid right up onto the dirt mound. Oh, could have been trouble there, though.
Halfway through his run, he's got another minute left. He's continuing the big air.
He went for a stoppie or a moonwalk. He kind of got caught up in the wall there as he tapped the wall there, but the officials should be able to let him continue. He's going to have to keep a mind on it. Less room for error on the sides of the track.
Oh,
it's a huge
man.
sky wheeler to get back into the run. He lands it hard, and he's going to settle it back down, but I think he popped the right
destroyed the
rear.
tire.
Yes, he has. That's going to hamper his momentum at the end of this run with 30 seconds left.
I don't think I've ever seen a tire destroyed that bad. It is killing his truck right now.
Yeah, really shaking up those rear suspension.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. They're going to stop him again as there's a wild tumble there. As what is left of this truck with the flattened tire, he'll be trying to do something here to finish out the run. That rear just bouncing around.
Only 10 seconds left, so it isn't that much longer to deal with the breakage, but it's definitely hurt the second half of his run.
Lots of, oh my goodness. Right at time as he just cartwheels it over to end the run. A full run from Brandon Adam. An unfortunate break with that rear tire might cost him a few points, but still going to get him a nice score, I think, from these judges as the scores are coming in now.
Yeah, 41, a great start.
A good score. Definitely would have seen probably a few more points if it wasn't for that unfortunate flat tire. Rarely ever see those in competition, but he just landed really hard there and blew it out. We'll see how long he can hold on to the lead that he is now set with that 41. Mark Collinari going to be next out in that Wicked Willie. Saw him last time in Tampa. Had a great run early in the night. Nearly held on for the win. See if he can do it again here.
Flying through the tunnel, so he's lining up for something. Now he's going to look around this track. We got so many obstacles here to hit, but they're all kind of connected. It makes for great combo opportunities. He's going to fly across the tabletop.
Oh, huge air to start it off. He had a huge transfer back in Tampa. We'll see if he can pull any of those out. He's going to get a nice launch. Bit of a transfer there onto the tabletop. Walks a wheelie out of it as well. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of unique moves and tricks up on that tabletop tonight and get some more air. Follow it up.
Yeah, going back and forth, cutting across the tabletop right now. He might need to go break off into some of the other obstacles. He's going to cross toward the vans.
Nice sky wheelie, kind of hangs it up over there. Swings it around wide. A lot of room to get the trucks up to speed in case he get a nice arc over the step up and walks a wheelie out of it. Really let the suspension work for him.
Going back over to the blue side of the track, over the van stack, calmly into the other car stack, flying across the tabletop. This is a great track for keeping up momentum and getting combos.
Yeah, great corner-to-corner attack on the whole floor. He gets some huge air as he nearly completely downsides the tabletop. Great vertical air, and he just carried it across the floor. Halfway through the run now, as we'll see Mark probably start to pick it up here. Landed a little awkward on the tabletop, and he spins it right back around and gets right back to it. To the cut part of the tabletop again, just launching and letting that truck really air out on this track.
Yeah, I think he needs to pick up the momentum a little bit, add some technicality too. He's getting big air, but he needs to focus on the other categories as he's only got about 30 seconds left in his run.
Yeah, just been dissecting the center of this floor though, move to move. Oh, very nice.
Cool.
Walks a wheelie into the endo, and he's going to settle it back down. Very good use of keeping the combos up while getting some more technical stuff in here. Is he going to go back to the tabletop and walks a wheelie on it? Very nicely done, up on two wheels at the edge of the track, running out of room. Oh, what
that
great
was
wheel work.
perfectly done right in front of the dumpster. And some more big air.
Oh my goodness, hard on the rear. Spins it back around for his last move at time. He's just going to land it right on the tabletop and just crash into that crush car to end his run. A great run for Mark Collinari. Might be able to push for the lead here as these judges will be given their scores now.
It's going to be a 43. He's going to take over the lead by 2 points.
Mark, always known for his ability to drive these trucks, really showing off his technical prowess and ability to keep cool. That great save at the end of the track and some great technical moves, putting him in the lead here, second out. It's going to be tough to see how these guys can contend. Usually, you don't expect the first two guys out to be setting up such high scores. And here we are on our third truck, and John Zimmer, always someone you'd expect to be a little later on. He's out here early tonight as well. A lot of early runs, could be seeing a lot of high scores.
Yeah, so far, freestyle is playing out really well. We're seeing the filled runs. We're going to see if we can get 3 in a row here, but I think I have high hopes for the rest of this competition.
Well, let's see what he starts off with. The racing lane, get some nice air off of that. Really cut the dirt out there with the car stuffed inside of it. He's going to go right for a backflip in terminal velocity. A clean backflip right out of it into a moonwalk. He is. Nicely done to start off the run.
Had to set it down. The dumpster came up fast, but he still made it happen. He flies across the tabletop.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of these guys trying to show what they can do with less with the lot of open floor space. Nice combos. He's going to lean it right into the backside of the dirt mound. Gets a huge vertical pop off of it. Very nice.
That was a great combo move because he slings into some donuts in the corner. First time we've seen donuts tonight. 30 seconds into his run, and he's on a great start.
Oh, he's gonna kind of.
Oh, that was cool.
Pogo
He
it.
saved it. He saved it.
Truck just
Wow.
went right back over and down for him. Nicely able to drive out of that.
That was an awesome save. It worked out perfectly for him. He's going back over to this van stack, and he's going to fly across the floor again.
Nice air there. Just soars it across the floor. Is he going to spin around, avoid the backflip ramp there? He's going to get some more speed built up into that other cut dirt mound. They kind of just piled it up. He's going to launch it. Oh! Sticks it straight up in the air on the dirt mound. Very nice.
He's getting some great combo moves going in this run. He's about 45 seconds left to get some more points, but he's going huge right now.
Yeah, very nice. Oh, pops a slap wheelie out of it. Wouldn't have expected to see him do that, though. It's going to send him into the corner of the track, make him back up a little bit. Gets right back into it, though.
30 seconds left on the clock as he swings it in the corner up on two wheels. That was a wild move as he goes back over to the backflip ramp.
Oh, for a second backflip, first two of the night, and into a great moonwalk. More space to really, really walk it out to the edge of the dirt.
Oh, he used every inch of the dirt there. He knew exactly where the dumpster was as he flies back over that. This
Oh,
is
he's
a
gonna
great
Case
run.
it, but he puts it on two wheels and he brings it back down. Nicely done.
The clock winds down as this is going to be his last hit in the run, and he flies across the
Oh my
tabletop again.
goodness, soaring it through the air. Run after run, we've seen fill the clock. Going to be tough for these judges to try to make a decision, as we've seen what you might have expected to see at the end of a competition, already 3 runs in.
It's going to be a 43. He's going to tie for the lead with Mark Collinari.
Yeah, different scores for the category still wound out at the same overall for him, so he'll be sitting in first place, as I've seen 3 runs tonight that on any other night could be contending for a freestyle victory, or at least, well, as we saw here, will definitely be near the top of the results. I'm curious to see. I know we've seen a lot of great moves early on, but with the lack of like a lot of jumps, I'm curious if we're going to start seeing people repeat stuff we've seen earlier in the night.
I mean, absolutely. There's not much to work with, but there's also a whole floor, so you have to find the combo moves.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of guys taking it diagonally across the floor. Great ways to try to mix it up. We'll see who can find the stuff no one else has thought to do. We got Jake Earns coming out on the track now with Outlander. See what he can do. Might be going for a backflip to start. Maybe, maybe not.
So he's lining up for this car hit on the tabletop to get some big air. Some nice air there. Flies it and lands it on the downside.
Got that giant flag waving around behind the truck as he goes right back to the dirt mound onto the tabletop. Is he going to pop a slap wheelie? He is. Nicely done, and he walks it out too.
Yeah, Jake, so far this season, has kept it more conservative at the start of this run, and he brings it up later on, but he's had some great runs, and I expect another great one here. He's starting strong. He's about 30 seconds into the run, and this is a solid 30 seconds.
Oh, he gets some nice air off the racing lane. Haven't really seen too many people hit it that hard on that half of the track. Spins it all the way around to the edge of the track. He's got to watch the wall there. He might have tapped it a bit. Hard onto the nose into a slap wheelie. Really slinging the truck around. And they go right back at this tabletop. Some more big air sending it across the floor. Might need to mix it up a bit, though.
Yeah, he's not getting as big of air as we saw from the previous competitors. His momentum's also a little low. He's halfway through his run right now, and he definitely needs to pick up if he wants to take the lead.
Might be searching a bit. I'm not too sure. He's going to start mixing up here. He's going to go over to the step-up side of the dirt obstacles in the middle of the floor. He's been hitting that tabletop a whole lot.
Back over the tabletop, but he flies it sideways to the other car stack. Swings it around in the corner of the track.
Really using the whole floor to his advantage. He's going to cross it corner to corner, cases the center of those dirt, the car stack, just throws it in reverse to pick up some speed, but a very unexpected landing for him.
Yeah, he's got 20 seconds left. He really needs to pick it up. I don't think he's going to be able to take the lead with this, but still a solid run.
Oh, very nice little kick up into a sky wheelie for a combo. Haven't seen anyone quite like that tonight. Oh, just kind of going sideways over some stuff, getting out of shape on the nose, and he brings it up into a wheel stand right at time.
Yeah, solid run from Jake there. I don't think it's going to take the lead, but it's going to be a strong score with the top score of a 20 for time filling the 2-minute clock. So that is always a good sign. It's going to be a 38 for Jake. A solid run.
Definitely a good run for him here. That'll put him in 4th place overall. We're going to take a moment to look, because we are now 4 trucks in. We'll take a look at the overall freestyle standings. As we saw early on, lots of heavy hitters. Mark Collinari setting the pace with the lead of a 43, but right there tied with him is John Zimmer Jr. in that terminal velocity. And then Brandon Adam, who had to go out first tonight, got a 41. And then we see Jake Earns right outside the top 3 with that 38. It's going to be a question of who's able to really put themselves out there, do some unique stuff we're not going to see from a lot of other people. And I think we might see something like that from Tim Smith here, our racing runner-up in Titan Warrior. He's got that Willman set up. I'm sure we're going to be seeing some unique moves out of him. That rebound is going to throw him all over the place.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Tim out here. He had a very strong racing showing, and he also had a very strong freestyle showing last night. So a solid weekend for him so far, and he's looking to continue that in this competition.
Yeah, mixing up a little bit, hidden. Oh, nice wheelie walk across the car pile over there. He heads back towards the middle of the floor, hits the cutout dirt mound, lands it into the tabletop. Some good moves early on. Tim really showed himself capable of adapting last night to the unique track conditions that were tripping everyone else up. We'll see what he can do with some more room here tonight.
Quarter of the way through his run. A solid start. He definitely needs more air, but there's some big air. Uh-oh. This is a bad crash.
That was wild. Some huge air first person to really launch it off of the side of the dirt mound there. They added for freestyle and just tumbled it across on the landing, as he'll be the first person not to fill time. An unfortunate break for him, as the scores will probably reflect that. He's only 41 seconds in. Going to be a 6 for his time score as a result.
It's going to be a 16 total for Tim Smith. The first driver to not fill the clock and a very low score. But still, it's great to see him out here. He had a very strong showing in racing, so nothing to be ashamed of in this event, and an overall solid weekend for him, too.
Yeah, sometimes it's just that the way it goes. Some of these guys are more skilled on a compact course with little room to spread out, and sometimes it just happens to go that way. We'll be seeing Alex Ferrulo and Pure Muscle coming out next. Saw him had some highs and lows in racing, set some early fast times in round 1, but wasn't able to move on in the bracket after that. See what he can come out and do tonight for freestyle, get a little parade lap going before he starts his runoff in that great looking orange Pure Muscle.
Line up for some big air here. Oh, that's some big air. Can he land it, though? He's sideways. He lands it clean. That was huge air.
Yeah, first person to really hit it that way, mixing the tabletop with the car stack as he gets some more huge air. Nearly could have landed the downside of the dirt mound if he was a little bit over to the side. So he's going all the way to the edge of the floor to bring it back in again.
Oh, walks the slappily off the tabletop and bounces it on the ground. That was a nice move.
Yeah, probably one of the better attempts to that is he kind of just drifts it up the car step up, and he just does a little 360 drift move all the way around the floor over there into some donuts.
He might be a little lost here, though. He's just spinning around the corner as he gets lined up for this, and he still hits it sideways.
Well, we saw Alex last night going every which way to hit anything other than the straight on, and with a lot more room, hopefully that'll work to his advantage here. All over the place, using the whole floor to the edge of the track, going for the back flip ramp. And it looks like a corkscrew attempt. I wasn't too sure what that was.
Yeah, that was definitely a full-on corkscrew from Alex Ferrulo, and although clean, I'm not sure if the officials are going to like that. Looks like that's going to end his run.
An unfortunate break for him, as he looked like he was really starting to get to his groove. He was about a minute into the run there. Early end for Alex Ferrulo.
It's going to be a 20 for him, so still decent for only making halfway through his run, but unfortunate break there at the end of the run for him, as we're going to move on to the next Alex in the lineup, Alex Lindgren in a Willman.
Yeah, we say it all the time. Only truck on the tour without a body. Been calling it just a Willman, because that's all it is. It's just a Willman on its own. Alex Lindgren been driving this truck very well so far this season. Has had some wild freestyle action. Hasn't always been able to fill the clock, but has been just really letting that Willman suspension just let it drive him. He's already on 2 wheels, not even 10 seconds.
Oh, what a save! He was past 90 degrees on the sidewalls and he brings it down.
Right into a backflip, no wasted motion, into a moonwalk. Chaotic out of the start for Alex Lindgren as he just soars it across the middle of the track over the van stack.
That was a Tom Mann style save right on the sidewalls in his Willman, and he's continuing on with another Skyway there. He commented to the hill. Can he save this?
Oh my goodness!
Oh no! He
Really
can't
hard in
do
the
it
throttle
now.
to get the wheels to get back on the ground, and he just let the truck go. Sometimes the Willman goes your way, and sometimes it doesn't for Alex, and that was not one of the times for him. Scores coming in now for him. He only got 30 seconds in, quarter of the way of the freestyle run.
It's a 16, so I think that's still pretty good for only 30 seconds.
Yeah, he had a great sidewall save there just to start out the run. We always say that those types of suspensions don't always like to just stay on the ground, and he was able to bring it back there, but not again. That ended him early. I'm curious. We've seen the past couple guys not necessarily able to fill the clock now. I'm curious if something to do with maybe these early scores being so high and trying to contend with that, trying to really impress the judges is causing some early rollovers, or if it's just the luck of the draw here.
Travis Palm coming out next. We're going to see if he can fill the clock. We've seen a couple of tragic endings, but he's going to try to change that as he's going to start it out on the tabletop. No, he's going to crawl it over looking for his first hit.
Revving the engine for the fans. I thought he might have been going for maybe a donut up there, but he's going to just park it for the fans and bring it back around to the racing lane. Get some great air off of it.
Yeah, nice start off the racing lane. One of the smallest obstacles, but still gets big air off of it.
Oh, huge speed right across the tabletop and down the other side. Got a little out of shape, but settles it down cleanly.
Back over to the van stack as he flies it across the floor. Lands it nice, and he's going to spin it around. Looks like he's going to go for this car stack. I'm seeing the big truck over there that no one's hit yet, I believe.
Yeah, we saw like 1 or 2 people early on. I think Brandon Adam might have just demolished that thing early in the night as get some more air onto the tabletop. Some of the outside obstacles, I mean, people don't tend to like to hit the crush cars, it seems, lately. See if anyone goes after those as well, but he's out. Going for some... I thought he was just going to launch it off of the car stack, kind of set it off sideways, Travis did.
Looks like he's going for the backflip ramp now. Lands on the front, he's going for the consecutive, he can't get it! That's going to be the end of his run, but still, what a wild backflip attempt.
A rough break for him, going for the back-to-back. He got a really late kick off of the container. I don't know if he was trying to do that to lean into it or not, but unable to bring it back down.
It's going to be a 23 for Travis Palm.
And with that, we are already halfway through our freestyle competition as we get a look at the scores. Leading the charge still is going to be Mark Collinari and John Zimmer Jr., that wicked wheelie in terminal velocity, tied for the lead with 43 points total. And they set the pace early on and have been comfortable in the hot seat as we've gotten 8 trucks into freestyle. As you see that there, Brandon Adam came out first with that 41. Few drivers having issues filling the clock, as we've seen, as rounding out Tim Smith and Alex Lindgren down there with 16 points apiece. We'll have to see if the second half of this lineup can really start getting the time filled and get some more points on the board.
Trevor Michaelesco is taken to the track now. Let's see what he can get done here in Backlash. He's going to start out on that racing lane with some nice air.
Yeah, Trevor had some issues in racing as well. Finished out in the semifinals to Tim Smith. Qualified second, trying to get a good freestyle run here tonight. At the backside of the van stack, it's a nice little pop, hangs it up there, and brings it back down.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a slow down in momentum as he gets caught up there from the first few runs to now. Obviously, I think that people are going to try to start filling the clock more, slow it down at the start. He's 30 seconds in, and it's been a solid 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit more daunting when the first 3 runs of the night are from people that normally any other time you see them near the end of the lineup. So trying to follow up that is a bit more of a mind game, I would suppose.
Gets caught up there as he went straight towards the dump, try to back it up, and then he flies it sideways over the tabletop.
Whoa,
he's in trouble.
And he's going to tumble it back over on all 4 wheels. A lot of momentum there, able to bring it back.
Oh, he hits the cars. I think
Nice.
That's the first time we've seen someone hit those cars, and that's always, the judges love to see something different.
Oh,
Oh,
a
what a-
huge backflip.
That was a fast backflip, and he
Whoa.
pulls it into a wild moonwalk.
Kind of danced it on the nose there as he gets some nice air to follow it up. We'll see what he can do. He gets a little bit on 2 wheels from the dirt mound over to the other backflip ramp. We're going to see this. Here we are. He's going to attempt it. Lands it clean, and he's going to bring it back down.
Was come up a little short, but he used the throttle to bring the truck around. Going back over the tabletop,
Whoa.
up on 2 wheels, he brings it down.
Flipped it into the little crush car they stuffed in there, but he came down clean as he drifts it up the dirt mound. Gonna land it right into the next one, and just nice use of the brakes to stop it, but the truck gets just thrown on its side as he's just gonna keep it on 2 wheels. Very nice control to bring it back down. Oh, he's just kind of hitting stuff sideways, but that's right at time though, luckily for him. Oh,
On the wall protection.
well, that's why we set up the tarp where we do, as a wild crash for Trevor Michaelesco right at the end of his run, really letting the truck just all hang out there in those final 30 seconds.
It's going to be a 41 for Trevor.
Yeah, he'll be tying for second place, or third place rather, with Brandon Adam, as we still see Mark Collinari and John Zimmer sitting atop the freestyle leaderboard. Getting later and later into this freestyle lineup, we'll be seeing Matthew Tyrrell out next in Arctic Shock. That's been pretty consistent in the events we've seen him in this year. He's made almost every event so far. He's had a couple of good showings, almost got a freestyle win back in Detroit, if I remember correctly. We'll have to see if maybe tonight is the night that he can lay down a run to try to go for the win here.
Yeah, I would say, I usually say, consistency is key in the freestyle competitions here at NAMT, but I think this week with the big scores we saw put up early, you need something more, and I don't know, because we've seen drivers go for it and flip over early, so it's going to be a tough balance to overtake the current leaders.
Yeah, sometimes it's more mind games, trying to figure out what to do that hasn't been done, and the more you try to do unique things, less likely you are for it to work out. It's a nice start for the run for Matt. Let's see what he follows up in the backside of the race lane. Some huge air off of that little ramp. Lands it right on the edge of the floor. And he's just going to go right into the backflip. No wasted motion. A little twisted on the end, but he lands it and drives out of it.
That twist at the end was perfect for him because it allows him to continue his momentum and not back up as he flies over the race lane again. 30 seconds into his run.
Gonna kind of cross thread the whole floor all the way over to the van stack on the opposite side. Nicely done, but he's gonna get caught up at the end of the track.
Had to slow it down a little bit, but at least he didn't have to back up as he flies over the van stack again.
Oh, stops it right on the nose and is able to get into reverse to a great moonwalk and combos it right onto the tabletop.
Now that's something different that we haven't seen yet. The judges are going to love that for the technicality score. He's just halfway through his run.
Oh, he gets caught up in the dumpster on the end of the track. Brings it back to the step up. A nice arc. He kind of let up at the top. Tries to get a slap wheelie, but he's just going to cross thread it right into the van. He gets a huge throw out of it.
Back over to the backflip ramp. He doesn't want to hit it at that angle, though, so he's got to back it up.
Yeah,
that's going to be tough.
Wasn't quite lined up for it. These guys have been going all the way to the ends of the track with all of the momentum they've been trying to keep up. As
Once again, he does the same thing, but this time he hits the backflip.
Not to be deterred twice as he just throws it into a backflip and is able to keep the momentum up while he is oh my goodness!
They're going to shut him off. He lands it on the roof and then brings it back down in a wild save.
Not much room left as he hit the cage hard, but they're going to give him one last shot. I don't know what's left of the truck. He'll have to see here. Spins it back around now. And with the time not starting until his next move, he's going to line up for the giant tabletop transfer. A nice smooth jump up there. Not something too spectacular, but he's going to get back into his momentum now.
Yeah, he's only got 10 seconds left to bring the score up. His momentum has been lacking a little bit, especially with the shutoff, but he's trying to make something happen here as the clock's going to run down. He's going to head to the truck in the corner, and he gets big air off of it as the clock expires there.
He's going to end it on a backflip. Second or multiple backflip hits on this run. Third hit of the run as some issues near the end, but still a solid run nonetheless. He will fill the time after all. So we should see a solid score for Matt in Arctic Shock. Scores coming in now for Matthew Tyrrell on that Arctic Shock.
It's going to be a 41 for him.
And he'll be tying with a few people, as it seems to be the lucky number of the night, for second place, or third place with that tie. Interesting to see if anyone can really break through here. There's a lot of points left on the board. Be interesting to see what it will take as we head back to the floor now. Vincent Ackert in Piece of Scrap. We've been seeing him going early a lot this season. That's kind of just reflective of the circumstances. He is one of the higher contenders in freestyle points, so should be expecting a good run from him here tonight.
Yeah, Vincent never disappoints. He always goes big. Even when he ends early, he still puts up a big score. He knows how to work the categories. He's going to start with some big air sideways over the tabletop.
Yeah, out here in that Willman truck, that piece of scrap covered in just junkyard parts. And with a track like this and a flag that says send it, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of momentum and some big air from Vincent. Let's see if it works out. He gets some nice air over the step up and lands it hard, though. The Willman bounce is going to roll him over onto all four wheels. Quite the tumble, but back on all fours.
Yeah, Vincent Ackert's had some wild saves this season. He never disappoints in this Willman. He knows how to make it work, how to put it on the ragged edge. He's 30 seconds in at this point, and that was a solid 30 seconds with some nice air.
Yeah, he's very into the drifting moves onto the nose, and he brings it back down. We've got to be careful with that crush car there. Could have easily ended the run. Lots of sideways drift around the track to keep the momentum up as he lands it right into the dirt mound again. He throws it in reverse.
Oh, can he save it? He can't bring it down.
And he can't. Yeah, that's going to end it for him. Just stuck up there for the longest of times, but that cage not able to let the wheels get back on the ground. Another early roll in the middle of this freestyle competition.
It's going to be a 27 for Vincent.
Coming back out to almost to 50-50 with the full run to early rollovers. We'll have to see. We got Trevor Amos coming out next, possibly looking for a double down. I don't think he's gotten one yet out of all of his racing wins this season. And here's a picture of Tony Hawk. I know after last night rolling over really early, nearly at the bottom of the freestyle results, trying to make up the lost points he had with Brandon Adam doubling down last night. So not a lot on the line, but still a good chance to make up some points and push towards the playoffs.
Yeah, he definitely needs to end in the top half of freestyle if he wants to make up for the disappointment he felt last night in freestyle. But if he's able to fill the clock, he should be able to get it done.
Oh,
this is
very
an
unique.
Start.
Yes, right into a moonwalk on the tabletop, and he walks it right up. Is he going to go all the way across? I think he is. A great way to start off the run into a wheelie.
That was a very unique start.
Never would have expected to see something like that to start out the run. Those are the types of things you got to look for on a track like this. And a huge launch. Oh my goodness, over the middle of the track.
That was some of the biggest air we have seen tonight. The hang time of that was incredible, as he's only 30 seconds in and he's done so much.
A great mix of technical and momentum in the air. Let's see if he can keep that mix up. He definitely be in contention for the lead if he can. A great backflip into the...
bring it down?
Oh my goodness.
That was perfect. And he brings it
Inches
to
of
a little
space.
wheelie.
Oh, is he going to land it into the dirt mound? He is, and the cage is going to take a hard hit on the underbelly.
You got to be
And
careful
keep it
when you
going,
land
yeah.
on this track, but he's all right. He's still flying across the floor halfway through his run.
That cradle absorbing the dirt of that impact right over the race lane, though, as he gets to get some more air off of it. Brings it back around. Might be looking at that band stack now. Popped it corner to corner a little bit. Oh my!
No!
Oh my goodness!
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
The weirdest of landings got caught up right in that little dirt mound they stuck in there for freestyle, and he wasn't able to bring it back over.
I didn't see that happening, but it just caught him.
We've been seeing guys go corner to corner all night long, and he was just a bit more outside than on the tabletop, and that really just cost him there.
Man, tough break after tough break in the last 2 days for Trevor, but obviously with the racing wins, I mean, you can't be too upset with taking the racing win and then coming out playing on house money and it's just not working out.
Yeah, definitely a better showing than we saw last night from him. A great run he had going. He was a minute 19 in when that happened to him. But just
34 too, so that's a pretty big score for only a little over halfway through his run.
Just a really unfortunate break for him. Well, with that no longer being a possible double down tonight, we're going to look at the freestyle standings as we head into the final 4 runs of the night. And it still stands. Mark Collinari, John Zimmer Jr. sitting atop the leaderboard with their 43s. They went out really early and have held on to it through most of all of the night. Not too much of a change in the overall. A couple more ties mixed in now with Trevor Michaelesco and Matthew Tiro and Brandon Adam there as people getting pushed down the line. Vincent Acker rounding out our top 8 with 27 points. We'll have to see. Four drivers will have to attack this track. We'll see if any of them can get it done.
Josh Grassi going to hit the track next in Control Freak. Let's see what he can get done. He's known for some wild action on the track.
Yeah, he's had some good freestyle runs the past few weeks out. We'll see what he can do here going for a freestyle win, though. Definitely would be the goal tonight.
Squeezing between the cars and the wall as he heads towards this side of the track with the blue backflip. Let's see what he's going to line up for. Looks like it's going to be the tabletop.
Easy start to the run. He's going to bring it back around to the black step-up pile and sends it across the floor. Some more nice air early on. Might be just trying to get a feel for this track because he's hitting a couple of nice big moves, but keeping it nice and under control.
Yeah, I believe we saw this from him yesterday too, where he started a little bit more calm than usual, and then he really picked it up in the second half of his run, and I expect the same thing from him today in Houston.
Yeah, he's going to cross thread the tabletop section now through to the other side. Gets a little caught up on the step up, but he settles it down comfortably.
Some nice air over that car stack with a big pop, lands it on top of the tabletop, and then he's going to spin it around. Looks like he's going to go for this transfer ramp. Couldn't get it, swung it out a little bit too far, but he still goes for the tabletop.
Yeah, he's got some good moves mixed in. He's going for a backflip here. Gets a nice rotation and lands it cleanly on the other side.
Halfway through his run, this is where he picked it up yesterday. Let's see if he can pick it up now.
Momentum's been fair for him as he kind of swings it out hard, getting a little out of shape, but that might help him out though.
Oh,
He
that's
gets caught
tough.
up in the, oh my god, hard in the reverse, ends up getting a nose stand, a bit of a wheelie of sorts, and walks through. I guess that's a good way to make up for it.
Yeah, that was a frustrating hit. He just got caught up in the backside of the van, and he couldn't get around it.
Able to get some more cross thread moves in here though. Is it weird? Oh my goodness, the tail whips out on him, and that is going to end the run.
Tough break. He ends at 17 seconds early.
That rear wheel just caught the down ramp and pushed out the back end before you can get it to settle out, as that'll end the run with just 17 seconds left on the clock.
It's going to be a 35 for Josh.
That'll put him just inside the top 8, but still 3 trucks remaining, and I think what we're going to be seeing next out is someone that'll definitely be contending for the lead in Marcus Santana, an introvert. He has been laying down some great freestyle runs this season. We say this every week, right in the middle of it, but never enough to get over to the lead at the end of the night. We'll see if he can do it here.
He's going to take to the floor now. What's he going to line up for first? So there's going to be that car stack right in front of him. He lets up a little bit, and he gets a wheelie out of it off the tabletop. That was cool.
Mixing it up a bit. Never really expected to see a wheelie out of that jump, but he gets one out of it, and it just soars it across the floor. Some nice moves to start off the run. Back to the step up now. It's kind of floats it over, nice and easy.
Spinning it around, going for the transfer, it looks like. Couldn't get it lined up, but he still lands it on the side of the tabletop and combos it into a stoppie.
Very technical combination there to just walk a moonwalk or a stoppie out of it. As he's going to go for the big dirt pot ramp leading up. Gets some nice air, a little out of shape.
A great start so far. About 45 seconds into his run, he's going to go back over to this hill. Big
my
air
goodness.
off of that.
Lands it down on the rear end. As he swings it, he's going to look at the backside of the van stack. Another pop off of it. Some big air.
Halfway through his run with a really good start. Big air. Some of the biggest air we've seen. Is he going to go back over to the car stack?
Oh, he's
Up
getting a
on
little out of
two
shape.
wheels.
Had that type of bounce where you might have thought it could have gone really poorly for him, but he was able to get out of it. Oh my goodness, a launch over the tabletop with the dirt and the car there.
Over to the big truck there, flying through it. That was a beautiful hit on that.
Looks like he's eyeing this backflip ramp. 30 seconds left. Another backflip out of him. Good landing into a moonwalk, and he's just gonna floor it. This is the fastest moonwalk I've seen.
Now that was great. That was the best backflip moonwalk we've seen tonight.
Had a great rebound to go right into the middle of the floor with it. Didn't have to worry about the edges at all. As he's gonna get another transfer onto the tabletop, and he's gonna kind of smash into the car there. Gets him a little out of shape. Letting up on the gas here right at the end of the time, though, and that's gonna be the end of the run.
Yeah, a solid run. He slowed it down a little too much in the second half. He started really strong, but still, I think that's going to put a big score up. I don't know if it's going to take the lead, but it's going to continue his very consistent freestyles we've seen of so far this season.
Definitely. We'll have to wait for what the scores show for him.
It's going to be a 40 for Marcus Santana.
Yeah, that'll just put him a little bit put him in the top 3, I believe, after a few ties along the way. As we are going to move on now, 2 trucks remaining in this freestyle competition here in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, and these are 2 guys that I'm excited to see. As first out of the 2, we're going to see Andrew Sheets and the Skeledragon. We remember back to Detroit, Andrew took the freestyle win there. He's been picking it up in the later part of the season. I'm excited to see how he tackles this open Houston floor with more room to work with.
Yeah, following up last night, might have been a little bit overwritten with Brandon's double down, but he also picked up that freestyle victory with the tie. We'll see here if he can defend that win and go for back-to-back freestyle wins tonight.
He's going to take to the track right now.
43, the score to beat.
Nice air to start the run. Big speed coming on the track, and he follows it up with a nice hit, and he combos it into that dirt hill.
Yeah, that truck a little bit lower, but always able to get a little out of shape at times, but Andrew more than capable of bringing it back when he needs to. Lining up for the big center stack obstacle there, kind of drives right through it pretty easily.
Keeping up big speed, though. He's flying across. Not getting too big of air, but the ground speed he's keeping up is fantastic.
Yeah, it might be a change of pace with the amount of air we've seen to see some more groundwork, some more technical work as he gets a nice slap wheelie, or pops a wheelie out of it. 30 seconds in now for him over to the racing lane.
He's getting a lot more distance air than the height air we've seen. It's a welcome change as he's able to keep up more speed in the air and on the ground as he flies across there.
Oh my goodness. Cradles the dirt pile, able to drive out of it though. He's halfway through the run. Might have come up a little bit shorter than he was expecting. But, and just goes right back at it and launches it again over the middle of the floor.
Well, we're halfway through his run, but it's a great start as he goes and gets a perfect backflip out of it.
Oh, he had a great bounce for a moonwalk but had no room to go with it. So they'll just go right back to the middle of the floor and get some more big air.
Over to the other backflip. He decides against it, but he gets a stop.
I don't think that was the decision. He wasn't looking at the backflip at all. Going for a great stoppie out of nothing, basically. Lets the rear wheels walk up the ramp and into a donut to boot. Very unique couple moves we've been seeing out of Andrews. He cross-threads it, all over the place into a wheelie. Really trying to push for the lead here in the final 30 seconds and see what other mixtures of moves he can put together here. Transfers it and lets the rear end kick him off of the step up on the inside of time. I think this is going to be the last move. If he does one, that's going to be it for Andrew Sheets. Some more big air after the run is over. A very good run for Andrew Sheets, going to be contending for the lead here. I don't know if he had enough through the full run, but definitely let it all hang out at the end. He just dumps it after time.
It's going to be a 45. He is going to take the lead by 2 points.
Well, we saw it last night, and Andrew has definitely been putting in the work this season. Not someone who's been known to have to face too much adversity, but has bounced back to his highly performative ways as he's eyeing a back-to-back freestyle win this weekend with only 1 truck remaining, and that's going to be Tyler Richmond in that Outbreak truck. Had a good performance in racing, came up a bit shorter than maybe would have wanted to. Been freestyling very well this season. Let's see if he can get it done here tonight.
Tyler just watched that run from the tunnel, and he is thinking right now, how am I going to follow that up?
Sometimes it's the worst of luck having to go out last, especially if you follow a run like that up. But he's going to start off with just some big speed and huge airs. He transfers the racing lane.
What a transfer. I didn't think we would see a transfer like that, but that was perfectly executed.
Well, we saw this last night. Tyler came out and had some of the craziest moves and was just letting it all hang out. And if it was 2 minutes, he would have easily been able to take away a victory. We'll see if he can do that here as in a minute he can lay down a great run, but he hasn't been able to fill the clock most of the
Oh,
season.
man.
Oh my goodness, hard on the rear, twisted over and landed on all fours, and they're just going to check the truck real quick with a weird little pirouette. "30 seconds into the run, they're going to let him continue. Hopefully that will be the end of his issues with the truck losing control like that, but with the way he drives, you don't know if this move right here might get him right back into trouble. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he has to watch out, but he also needs to continue up the wild action we've seen as he almost slides into the wall off the dirt. Be able to slow it down in time.
Huge momentum, big speed coming out of these jumps. He gets on two wheels again, all over the place as he gets caught up into the backflip ramp. Almost pulled a power wheelie out of it. That's how hard he is on the shifter. And some more big air. Combos it up. He's going to land hard on the
no!
And that's going to end the run. Again, Tyler Richmond going crazy in 1 minute and 8 seconds, but that's not going to get him a win. The scores will reflect what was there for 1 minute and 8, and he was going crazy once again, but not enough. He has not been able to fill the time the past couple of events, and that is going to keep hurting his overall results, as that will finish out the night. And Andrew Sheets will be getting his second freestyle victory of the weekend, finishing out tonight with a 45, as that was a 30 for Tyler Richmond, unable to get it done.
Yeah, what a wild freestyle we just saw. We started out really strong with the lawn drivers filling the clock. It got a little rough in the middle, but a strong ending from Andrew Sheets as he's able to take the win.
Yeah, we saw Mark and John Zimmer holding on that lead all night long. They went out like second or third, I believe, and were really the standard bearers all night. Everyone trying to reach up to that score, and it wasn't until Andrew Sheets, second to last, was able to get it done. As we are winding down here in NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, I'm just going to give a little shout out to what's ahead, as we will not be here. We will not be with you next weekend. We're taking the weekend off for Thanksgiving, getting a good time to take a rest and relaxation before we gear back up for the final 5 events of this season. The final 2 events of the regular season, we'll be going to Houston. We're just at Houston. We'll be going to Anaheim and Glendale to wrap up the regular season and see who will be getting locked in to the NAMT Playoff Series with those 3 playoff events. It's going to be something to look out for, those 24 truck shows to round out the season.
Yeah, I mean, after the events we've seen in the last couple weeks, especially with freestyle here today, what a fantastic event we saw today with Trevor taking racing, Andrew taking freestyle. It's only going to get better from here. And we're heading into Anaheim in 2 weeks. That's going to be fantastic. We're going to get a lot of open space in that baseball stadium. It's going to be a very unique experience for all the drivers, a nice change-up. And as Danny just said, we do not have an event next week, but we will catch you all here in 2 weeks for Anaheim, California, here at the North American Monster Trucks. We will see you there.